Sherman coming on at 6:35 because we have some other Nebraska football news to talk about. The NCAA investigation infractions came down on Scott Frost and the Nebraska football program. So we will talk to Mitch about it because I feel like he's a lot more educated on this topic than I am. And then we'll talk some NBA playoffs. I fell asleep during the entire Warriors game. Yesterday.
So maybe the NBA playoffs are boring?
Oh, as the person who hates
maybe the person that got blasted on live radio last week.
You got blasted?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. That was after I said Carter sent out or tweeted out the little audio clip from last week saying that I hate the NBA playoffs and they're boring. And then you immediately telling me to shut up.
Oh, that clip. Right. So people don't like that you think that?
What do you mean?
They don't like, they're anti.
Yeah, people didn't like that I didn't like the NBA. So listen,
I'm just saying.
It's nothing personal against the association.
Sunday, I brunched pretty hard and then I came back and then next thing I knew there was 8 seconds left in the game.
Is brunching a normal thing for you? Do you brunch every Sunday?
Not every Sunday, no.
I feel like that takes the kind of the pizzazz out of brunch.
Going every Sunday?
Yeah. Like it's got to be like a once every couple months thing. Like, let's go to brunch. It's hype.
Wow. I'd say like once a month.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
4 weeks, yeah. That's good.
Once every 4 weeks. We'll talk some NBA playoffs very briefly. We're not going to analyze it. We're just going to talk about the fact that I fell asleep during it. Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. Baylor Shireman has narrowed it down to 5. If per his agent, and those 5 consist of two ACC schools, 1 SEC school, and Creighton and Nebraska. So no pressure, right?
Yeah.
One thing it's Arkansas, Clemson, Creighton, Duke, and Nebraska. And I think one thing that's interesting is Arkansas is pulling a lot of recruits. They pulled a recruit away from Gonzaga. It's the must bus. Arkansas's on the rise.
They're also out of scholarships.
Oh, so you've looked into this.
That's what is interesting to an even deeper extent is that they are out of scholarships. So they're going to have to clear up a little bit of space, which you would imagine any team would for a player of caliber like Baylor Shireman. I mean, Nebraska, here's a little close to home, make it feel good about Nebraska men's basketball. They beat out Kansas and Kentucky for Baylor Shireman.
It's crazy.
So
crazy. We'll talk about
that. Makes you feel good.
Does it? I think
they're in the top 5. Who's the leader?
20% chance. Is that, was this just alphabetical? No, because Duke would not be. Yeah. A, B, C. Yeah. A, C, C, D, N. That's alphabetical.
Okay. So who's the leader?
I don't know. We'll talk.
You don't want to take a stab at it?
Do we take bets? We can't bet, right? That's illegal.
Well, we can hypothetically bet.
Okay. We'll think about it during the show. We'll come back to it.
We'll put betting odds on each team.
And
this will be fun.
And
Vegas, Nick.
Coming up in the second hour is a discussion that kind of came to light over this weekend. What is youth sports ticket prices? So not what you have to pay to sign your kid up to play for the season, not what you have to pay in equipment or travel fees. It's the gate ticket prices for parents and for siblings to come and watch. Disclaimer, I don't have kids. I don't have kids in youth sports. I know. Surprising.
Shocked me.
I got to go pick my kids up from daycare. No, I don't have kids, but there was a tweet that's been circulating around from the Kansas City area that a mom didn't have enough money in cash to pay and she was turned away.
Yeah.
And had kids and couldn't watch her son or daughter play. So just something I want to talk about. It's nothing like we're not out to get any of these facilities. It's just disheartening that these prices are high.
Well, it puts things in perspective, like how expensive youth sports has become and how much about money.
And you're a part of it.
And in a way, yeah. And how expensive and just
the $500 bats.
Yeah. Oh, you found out about that. Yeah. I went off on one day on bats and
you're
baseball.
Like, let me get off my soapbox, but let me continue to talk about it.
I need to continue. That was one of the days I had to do for Sean's show by myself. And I was like, you know what? Let's scrape the bottom of the barrel and teach people about how bats are made and why you don't need to spend $400 for an 8-year-old's bat. And it actually worked out really well. I had a couple people reach out to me on Twitter that asked me advice. So I was like, you know what? maybe it actually was okay.
Maybe someone was listening.
Maybe somebody actually took what I said to heart. But no, like you said, it puts things in perspective on, how expensive youth sports have become and how much about money it is nowadays, which is kind of sad if you think about it.
So we'll hit that in the second hour. So fun show today. I feel like I say this every week. Not a lot going on. It's May 2nd. I'm going to be saying that come August, November, October, November. The day after, the Monday after the Ireland game.
Not a lot going on.
Not a lot to talk about, you guys.
Fun show ahead, though.
Okay, good stuff. So we'll, I was going to say, like, kind of pick your poison. What do you want to talk about? The NFL draft or O'Shawn Mathis or the infractions that came down. But we're going to talk with Mitch Sherman in the second block. So maybe not the infractions that came down today, right now. So we'll just get into the draft. I've never been a big draft person. I never really understood it. That was, I mixed up my words there, but I have not been as invested, I think, in a draft until this year, when I feel like this is my fourth football season covering the Huskers. And I feel like I interviewed Cam Jurgens, or I remember doing like a scrum interview with Jurgens. Our first.
Okay, time out. Explain scrum.
TV talk, like just media availability. All of us around.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
So I wasn't like one-on-one interviewing him. It was like all the beat guys.
You were in a scrum.
I don't know why I had to explain that. If you already knew.
Did you know? No, I knew what scrum meant, but I didn't know what you meant by a scrum interview.
Okay.
So we're good. It's just we're good. We got it now.
Okay.
I want to make sure, make sure listeners are understanding.
Yeah, sorry. I come from TV world, and radio world is different. So thank you for clarifying me on that. Checks and balances. So I remember interviewing, or being in the interview. It must have been the spring game of 2019, because it was like my first time really meeting the players. And we do like off the shoulder interviews. It's like, it's not on a tripod. So we're holding the camera and the mic, and I was there. The Jurgens' media availability went 22 minutes.
Which is long for a player.
Long. Yeah. And I, like, to this day, Kevin Suits will still joke with me about, like, Jurgens, like, I was just, like, triggered about Cam Jurgens. And that's when I first realized how intense Nebraska media is. They were like, how did Scott tell you? When did he tell you? What did you have for lunch? What were you eating when he told you? How much weight do you have to put on? Have you put on any weight? Going from tight end to center. It's like, what part of the day did he tell you? And I was just like, why do we care so much about this kid?
Welcome
transferring, changing positions. But now it makes sense. Yes. 3 or 4 years later, he is now the 51st overall pick in the NFL draft, going to the Philadelphia Eagles. First takeaway, number 51 went 51st.
I did not know that takeaway. That's a good one there.
I didn't notice that until someone pointed it out, and I was like, how did I not notice that?
He is number 51.
Is that like predetermination? Destination?
Did they intentionally do that? They said, well, crap, we're the 51st pick.
No, I'm just saying, did he know when he's like, I'm gonna be number 51.
When he switched numbers.
He's like, maybe what's a good late draft pick number? Not late draft, but late.
What if he probably he should have been number 3?
What would that have been in the second round? 51, 19th.
32.
So how brilliant, how crazy, how interesting of Scott Frost to change him from the state's best tight end to a center and have him go 51st overall in the draft.
It's definitely been one of those few and far between success stories, though. Like, they developed him well. Greg Austin developed him well. Greg Austin was at his draft party.
I did see that picture.
I thought that was
very wholesome.
Great. Yeah, very interesting as well.
Interesting. It's his coach.
It is his coach, but it shows, like, when Greg Austin was fired last year, it was a big deal to the offensive line room because they just continued. They never were shy about talking about how much Greg Austin meant to them. Mm-hmm. When he was their coach, after he was let go, they were never shy about letting people know how much they cared about Greg Austin and how much they felt like Greg Austin cared about them. So unfortunately, it just didn't pan out on the field. But no, it was definitely one of the success stories of development for this staff that have been few and far between across all positions, where a guy has been able to make a move from a different position, put on body weight, handle his weight correctly, and then turns out into an NFL draftee.
I feel like the only blemish on Cam Jurgens' resume is really only the beginning when it was the snap issues.
Exactly.
And that's probably, he didn't really have much practice at it in high school.
Yeah.
He wasn't a center. No. He was a tight end. He was a running back. I don't know. I don't really remember what that 22-minute interview was 3 years ago, but I wonder what he said about it back then.
It's interesting because like when you talk about Cam Jurgens, like instantly the first thing that I remember about Cam Jurgens is this is most recent is in Oklahoma when he continued to block that dude downfield and got penalized for it. Like I was at Norman and I was like, whoa, like Cam just kept on going. And that's like, that was the first time. And maybe it was because it was in a game that Nebraska versus Oklahoma and there's tradition there. Right. And I'm like, that looked like the Nebraska football that we've heard about from the 90s. Like that looked like a Nebraska football player for the first time in a very long time. And then he got whistled for a flag or whatever on it. And I was like, okay, well, this is kind of stupid. But
and Cam is getting such high praise. You've seen the Kelsey, what's his first name?
Jason. Travis's brother.
Yes. Jason Kelsey. I always want to say Travis Kelsey, but yeah. I know the difference. I'm educated. I just don't always know their full names.
Nicole's educated.
I went to college. I know.
Go Yotes.
Go Yotes. I know things. Stuff and things, which I don't know how many people got drafted from USD. Maybe some free agent signings.
We can find that out real quick.
Doesn't matter. Not important. So Jason Kelsey was quoted. He just signed a 1-year contract and basically had to find his replacement. And he's picking Cam Jurgens, which is amazing. And my question is, I made a comment. I was like, and no one freak out. This is just my opinion. This is just my thoughts. But I was like, I don't really know how I feel about Philadelphia for Cam.
It doesn't
like a Midwest kid going over there, and someone was like, "What do you mean? They're blue collar and they're." I'm like, yes, a lot of teams
love.
They love him.
Philia.
So I guess I never know where to think these players should go until they go somewhere, and then it's like, oh yeah, maybe that makes sense.
Where would be the perfect fit, just with optics for Cam Jurgens?
Optics meaning
like it would look good. Put the football aside and the depth chart at that football team.
I feel like Dallas.
See, that's the first one that came to my mind.
Really?
But I'm like, I don't like that.
Okay, put the football aside.
Yes, put the football aside. Dallas, like
Houston.
No,
like
I wouldn't say that.
Midwest boy.
I could see Buffalo, just because it's like cold, and it's cold in Philadelphia, but. Like
Green Bay,
Denver,
Kansas City.
Yeah. Like I couldn't see him going out to like Los Angeles.
Oh, that'd be weird.
Yeah, like Cam Jurgens in a Rams uniform. Nah.
My sister got a picture with the Rams lineman that everyone loves.
Aaron Donald.
No. Whitmore?
Oh, Andrew. Yeah, the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yes, him.
Yes.
My sister was in Vegas during the draft. I don't think it coincides because she's not a sports person.
My buddy was in Vegas at the time of the draft, and he's not diehard into NFL. And I'm like, he went for a Michael Bublé concert because a new casino was opening, and so his family stayed at the casino. And
Michael Bublé
was the first concert that the casino.
What are you talking about yourself?
Had. No, I wish.
For a friend?
Gosh, I wish. I would have loved to be in Vegas last week, not only for the Michael Bublé concert, but for the NFL draft.
Not for the draft. I am going for the Michael Bublé concert.
I wanted it. I wanted to be there so bad. Yeah, dang. That would have been great. But no, and they were sending me pictures from the NFL draft, and they're like, yeah, it's just right outside the Bellagio. Like, it's just sitting on the fountains. The sets are sitting on the fountains. And I was like, man, this is pain to see the pictures.
The dream.
Yeah, and I wasn't there.
Sad. Maybe next year. It's in Kansas City.
So, fun fact, I tried to book a hotel for it when it came out. They're not allowing people to make reservations yet. At least when they announced that it was in Kansas City, because it was the weekend.
So hotels won't accept your
at that time they wouldn't, because I was in Kansas City a week before they announced it, and
you were in Kansas City last night.
I was.
Do you like frequent driver?
I do enjoy Kansas City a lot.
So I know you're a Cubs fan,
yeah.
but are you a Royals fan? Or why did they play? They didn't play.
No. So it was more of just like a getaway thing. Actually, it was with my buddy that went to Vegas. They're big baseball guys. Played baseball with them in high school. And there was like 7 of us that went down they went down Saturday night. I was planning to go down Saturday night, forgot my cousin's wedding reception. So I had to stay in town for my cousin's wedding reception.
Wow, what a good cousin you are.
I know. So I stayed in town for the cousin's wedding reception, then went up, left Lincoln at 6:10 yesterday morning, drove down to KC, 1:10 first pitch for Yankees Royals, came back 7:15 slow pitch softball game last night at Mahoney. It was a heck of a day yesterday.
Wow.
Got sunburnt.
Places to be.
Got run ruled in slow pitch softball.
Wow.
It was not good.
Not good.
Not good. It was bad. We just didn't have it. Like, all the people that went to Kansas City are on the slow pitch softball team. I think we were just, worn out. So
maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you guys are tired from. Anyways, not important. So, back to the NFL draft. Cam Jurgens, number 51, goes 51st overall to the Eagles. Cam Taylor-Britt, 60th overall. 9 picks later, he gets the call from former Nebraska quarterback Zach Taylor. I made the mistake. I was interviewing Cam. I said former Husker coach. I meant player because they're both players. It was on a Zoom. It was fine. He brushed it off.
That's good.
But they ran it in the 1011 podcast, sports podcast, and I was like, Nicole,
how did you guys set up those interviews? Do you have them pre-planned? Like, hey, meet up with hang out, come like talk to us after?
Some people are very available and responsive on social media, and that's or we have their phone numbers.
Yeah.
Some people are very not responsive, and it's just like they don't do interviews.
Yeah.
So, and it's like I don't want to say like names or anything because
no, absolutely not.
And I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that like some people do get interviews with these people and other people don't. Mm-hmm. So like I might not get interviews with them, but Sip does.
Yeah.
And it's also because he's been here for
10
years. So
50.
Have
you heard me and Nathan challenged him to a push-up contest?
I've been seeing that on Twitter. Yeah, I have.
I wasn't expecting to get the legs that it did.
Sip also
but
followed me on TikTok.
Oh no, I didn't know you had a TikTok. Do you talk?
I do talk.
The new sound where it's like my money don't jiggle jiggle. You know that one? Have you seen that sound?
No.
Okay, Harrison, in the folder there's it'll be in the captain's folder from Friday.
You were on the captain's show today.
I was.
You're on what? Are the people getting sick of you?
There's a chance. But in the captain's folder, if you click on it, then you'll be able to pull it up and it'll have like my money don't jiggle jiggle. Anyway, if you find it, that's great. Anyway,
play it whenever you find it. It can interrupt us.
Addicted to that TikTok sound. I just can't dance. So I didn't know.
Oh, you can't do it.
I can't do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw a notification that said SSS Ipple has followed you. And I was like,
SSS Ipple?
Like Sipple.
Sipple. But SSS Sipple.
Yeah.
He's like a secret spy.
Yeah, I was like, you're on TikTok? That's weird. Are you going to go check it out? Also, fun fact I learned during the NFL draft is who Mr. Irrelevant is. Had no idea that was a thing. So the more you know. Also, the more you know. Wow, I'm all over the place. Are you going to play it, Harrison?
No, the computer froze.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Good stuff. Tangents. So Mr. Irrelevant was Chubba Purdy's brother.
Yeah, and I saw the video. I saw the video of them celebrating, which was super, super cool. Love those videos. I couldn't find Chubba in the video.
Maybe he was hiding.
He didn't
want to be seen. Didn't want to be spotted.
Maybe he was throwing passes, working on his craft, ready for the season.
He was outside putting
in work.
Post routes. Okay, so we kind of just are. So Cam Jurgens, Cam Taylor-Britt, Wan'Dale Robinson, all of this stuff that I want to talk about, undrafted free agent signings, but we need to take a break. We'll hit a little bit on it after this break, and then also we'll have Mitch Sherman on to talk about Nebraska's NCAA penalties. This is Take a Weeknights with Nicole Griffith. We'll be right back.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips. Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great? Come on back and have a seat.
Good. Asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time.
Would you like the same haircut today?
Great. Already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
Hey, it's Nelson. Isn't it a great feeling when a company has your budget in mind instead of trying to squeeze it all out of you? That's why Caterpillar Vapes has been voted a fan favorite among premium e-juice, CBD, and Delta 8 customers year after year. And now they're here in Lincoln. Returning customers are always enjoying weekly deals and perks, and new Caterpillar Vapes customers get 50% off their entire first purchase. A company that cares about their customers. Crazy, right? In a hurry? Try the drive-thru. Caterpillar Vapes, 2601 North 11th Street, and online at caterpillarvapes.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Join us at Cactus by Venue for our new America's Favorites menu. We're keeping your favorite dips and tacos and adding brand new dishes, including delicious steaks, burgers, pastas, and more. Focusing on vibrant casual dining using a blend of fresh ingredients prepared from scratch. Located at 56 and Highway 2 in the Edgewood Shopping Center, see the whole menu online at cactusbyvenue.com and order yours to go at venuedelivered.com. Cactus by Venue, America's favorites.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Spring has arrived. Dust off your clubs and play the city. Lincoln City Golf Courses offer 5 different places to play, including Homes, Pioneers, Highlands, Mahoney, and the Par 3 Jim Ager course. Plus, one membership gets you access to all 5 courses, or ask about a discount card that gets you 15% off all rounds. There's also adult classes with lessons for every level with Lincoln City Golf Academy. Learn more about membership and classes today at lincolncitygolf.org.
Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
The problem is when NIL was first instated, the NCAA was just like, okay, well, we're taking a step back. Go ahead, do it. You guys handle everything you want, universities, and feel free to deal with this as you see fit.
In my opinion, when you insert that word contract and you have an agent, that's when it becomes more professional-like and less about a college athlete making some money off of their name, image, and likeness.
Weekdays from 2 to 3 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Welcome back in. Ticket Weeknights. I'm your host, Nicole Griffith, alongside Nick Sainert and Harrison, who doesn't have a last name. Harrison, what's your last name?
Harrison Arns.
Oh, I knew that. So
Harrison doesn't have a last name.
now he does.
Welcome to the Last Name Club.
Welcome, Harrison. So, okay, we kind of went right into, we've been talking NFL draft, Nebraska Huskers. Wan'Dale Robinson went before both Cams, Cam Jurgens and Cam Taylor-Britt, to the Giants. And some people want to talk about they want to support him. Some people don't want to support him because he left Nebraska. I think it's awesome. I think that he got drafted and, he took a chance on himself and he needed a different scenery, different situation.
Yeah.
I think there was some noise in his camp and some noise in Nebraska's camp, but at the end of the day, his goal is to play in the NFL, and he got that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pick for Wan'Dale. Even though he was projected to go lower, I wasn't surprised to see him go in the second round. I think the Giants are an interesting fit because they have Kadarius Toney, who's a guy from Florida who they drafted 2 years ago now. He'll be entering his second year, and they play football very similar. Like they're both similar type of players where they're smaller, a little quicker, twitchier, things like that. So it's interesting that normally teams will have just one of those guys. Like Kansas City only has one guy like Tyreek Hill, or Miami now they have two. They had one guy like Jalen Waddle, or the Arizona Cardinals had one guy like Rondale Moore. Now the Giants have two in Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson. So I think that's interesting to see how they use him. But in terms of the whole conversation with, Nebraska fans not being happy that he left Nebraska or whatever, like you hit it on the head. He took a shot at himself on himself and took a chance on himself, and Kentucky, give credit to them because they used him in a way that made him the most successful wide receiver in the whole entire SEC conference.
He was just the SEC wide receiver of the year.
Yeah, and worked himself into a second round pick. So I'm all for Wan'Dale Robinson, man. Like, great job. You're a member of the New York Giants, and you're gonna have Daniel Jones throwing you footballs.
Speaking of member of the New York Giants, we have a plethora of undrafted free agent signings. Austin Allen to the Giants, Damian Daniels, Texans, JoJo Domann, Colts, Deontay Williams, Seahawks, and Ben Stille, Dolphins. I am a little shocked that 2, maybe 3 of those names are on that list and not drafted. Mm-hmm.
JoJo's one of them. JoJo's been one that's been interesting. I wonder if it's the injury situation. I wonder if it's also size at 6'1", like 200 and some pounds. I wonder what kind of position he'd play, whether it be outside linebacker or what. I see him as a key role on somebody's special teams. I'm curious on how they'll navigate or, work through his body type and where they'll try to get his desired weight to, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Another person, Austin Allen,
yes.
Big Ten tight end of the year, 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9".
Not
whatever.
6'9".
Not 6'9". That's a lie. He signed with the Giants, and you see right away, minutes after the draft is over, people have their free agent signings. So I feel bad for these guys. I mean, I don't feel bad. Like, they're undrafted free agents and they have a chance. Like, you didn't get drafted, but maybe this is some motivation, but you do feel bad. Like, they went 1, 2, 3 days without hearing their name called, and JoJo Domann's name was on the board as best Mel Kiper's best available forever.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Samori Toure. Wow, I completely ignored him.
Were you surprised that he was drafted?
Not really.
Okay,
because
good.
I've heard some talk that I completely ignored him.
Some
because
whispers.
He was on the backers. My bad, Samori.
So what's interesting, so when he left and came to Nebraska, he was projected as like a 7th round guy. Comes to Nebraska, has a really successful season, and I honestly
stays as a
7th round guy. But I honestly thought maybe he could have worked. The way he tested pre-draft was I was not going to be surprised if he went 6th round or around that time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a bow that we're going to put on the NFL draft. Maybe we'll talk about it in the second hour. We never know. I want to bring in Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. He joins us on the phone. He is our first guest today, and this is his first time on my show. Mitch, we appreciate you taking the time. Are you ready to talk some Nebraska football penalties?
I'm ready to talk whatever you want.
Oh, okay. How's your day?
I mean, if you want to talk draft, we can talk draft. I liked your conversation there. Great to be on your show. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll start with the draft. Any of the undrafted free agents that you were surprised didn't get drafted?
Yeah, I would echo what you guys were saying about Domann and Austin Allen. I mean, they're both combine invites, and I thought tested well enough to hear their names called. I do think that with JoJo, it was in part his age. 6th-year seniors are just a little bit devalued in comparison to a guy like Cam Jurgens or even Cam Taylor-Britt. They came in at the same time in 2018. JoJo was 2 years before that in 2016. So, you're getting a little bit less of a player's career in the NFL if you're drafting that guy. And he has some position ambiguity. There is the injury situation coming out of his senior year, but then also the knee stuff that he had early in his career. So I do think that he'll have a really good chance to stick with the Colts. And the same thing for Austin Allen. I think that he's going to make a good pro, and he's going to turn himself into somebody who eventually gets on the field as an offensive player. But those guys are going to have to do it on special teams at the start. That's the path as an undrafted free agent. So those are the two that surprised me somewhat. I thought we would hear their names on, well, JoJo maybe on both on day 3. I don't think I had an expectation that JoJo would be a 3rd-round pick, but 4th, 5th, absolutely.
And then they're going to make it, and then we're going to hear the storylines about how they were not drafted. And that's all we're going to hear about whenever they make a great play.
There's so many of those out there, so many undrafted free agents that go on to have great careers. So I think that those two guys of the ex-Huskers who we saw sign deals after the draft, they have the best chance.
And this is not really a trick question, but who do you see of the 3 players that were drafted to have the longevity in the NFL?
Well, Cam Jurgens, I think is going to be, because his potential is so untapped. He's so new to the center position, and he's got a great mentor in Jason Kelsey. What Kelsey had to say about Cam on draft night was remarkable to hear. It's just not really something that you hear from a veteran player who's got someone coming in drafted high to be his replacement. Obviously, Kelsey as an All-Pro has plenty of job security and is going to hold that position until he decides to retire or there's a change in his contract status. But I think that Kelsey sees what a lot of people see in Cam Jurgens and what Scott Frost saw in Cam Jurgens from probably before he got to campus. Well, Frost only had a couple of weeks to evaluate Cam Jurgens after he took the job at Nebraska in 2017. But even in those early days, I know that they had visions of him as a center, a position that he had never played. He's so new at that, even after spending these 4 seasons at Nebraska, that I think that he'll have a long career if he stays healthy.
How unique is that Cam Jurgens was a tight end, was a running back, one of the state's best athletes, turns lineman, especially a center. Obviously, he had some snapping issues in the beginning, but completely changes positions and goes 2nd round, 51st overall in the NFL draft.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unheard of. One thing that Wisconsin has done historically so well in grooming offensive linemen, and they're known for offensive linemen and linebackers, but and running backs. One thing they've done so well is to take athletes. I've seen players at Wisconsin, who work high school quarterbacks and turn into offensive tackles. And that's not exactly what happened with Cam Jurgens, but in his time as a high school athlete of Beatrice, with what he did in track and in football, and just the frame that he had, it was not all that outlandish to think that he was going to do something different. Maybe we didn't know what it was, but he was going to do something different at the college level and have an opportunity to play in the NFL just because of the athlete that he is. And he tests like a tight end. I think if you stack his numbers in his lifting numbers to his running numbers, everything that he does, the agility stuff, he doesn't go out there and he doesn't look like a center at all. I mean, some of his numbers are comparable to defensive players at the edge rusher spot, which is, crazy to think for a center. So it's not something that we've seen at Nebraska. Really the offensive linemen historically that Nebraska has produced have been guys that came to Nebraska as offensive linemen. But I have seen it at some other schools, and Wisconsin definitely comes to mind.
We're joined with Mitch Sherman of The Athletic talking some Nebraska football. And Mitch, I want to transition into the news that came down today. Obviously, I had a lot of football talk, wanted to talk about the draft, wanted to talk about O'Shawn Mathis, and then we get Nebraska football is penalized for violating NCAA rules. We saw the press conference or the media availability that Trev and Scott Frost and Trev Alberts had this offseason, or I don't remember when it was, but it was when they came out, and it was very, very uncomfortable. And they addressed the fact that they were under an NCAA investigation. Now the repercussions, they're out. What does this? They were dropped today. What was your initial reaction when you saw what the NCAA has implemented on Nebraska football?
Yeah, that was August 18th, so it was 10 days before the start of the season, and I think negative vibe.
This is why we have Mitch on the show.
I remember that was uncomfortable.
I think that negative vibe from that day, and it was very uncomfortable for Scott Frost and all of the the people who were standing there around him. I don't know that it was extremely uncomfortable for Trev Alberts. He seemed, not that he enjoyed it by any stretch. You don't want to be in that situation, but he was the reason that Nebraska had that media availability that day. I think we could all tell from the way that went that there was one person up there who wanted to talk about it and get out in front of it and send a message, and there was another who would have preferred not to have been there in front of the cameras and the reporters that day. And I think some of that negativity, we felt it through the week after that and leading into the Illinois game, and I think that it had a role in the way that the season started last year, which is really unfortunate. And it's probably good that this news today is happening on May 2nd instead of September 2nd or August 2nd, because it's so far removed from anything that's important to the result of a game. It could, and I wrote about it today, and I wrote that the timing of this today couldn't have been any better, where the timing when we initially heard about this investigation really couldn't have been any worse. So that's, I guess, some good karma finally for Nebraska when it comes to really anything that has to do with timing. And for the last 5 years, or you could say 20 years, Nebraska's timing has been about as bad as it gets in college football with events that have happened that have shaped this program. So it was somewhat underwhelming. The results of the investigation. We learned officially that Nebraska was using Jonathan Rutledge, the special teams analyst from 2020, in an impermissible role. That was reported back in August of last year by Brett McMurphy, and it was essentially confirmed by Trev Alberts on that day when he said that this is something that happened, and we're facing it, we're dealing with it. So we didn't necessarily learn a lot about what Nebraska did wrong. It was just the sanctions were imposed, and the show cause for Scott Frost is insignificant. He has a job right now, so generally show causes are implemented to prevent a coach who's been fired from getting a job elsewhere. That's not the situation with Scott Frost, and this is going to last a year. So if he's looking for employment in 9 months, the school that is considering hiring him is going to have to deal with him having a show cause, but he'll have already served his 5-game suspension. I'm sorry, his 5-day suspension, not 5 games.
Yeah, people have said the same. You're not the first person to say that, so we're quick to correct, but it's just easy to. It's so 5. Oh yes, so that's a question. Like these 5 days.
5 days.
When does that come?
Yeah, well, Nebraska's not saying. It's to be determined. That's the official answer from Nebraska. I would say it's either during the middle of preseason camp, because the championship season, which is how it was defined by the NCAA, that starts at the beginning of preseason camp. That is any time during for the fall season. So he could do it maybe week 2 or 3. You don't want to do it at the beginning. You probably don't want to do it right before the Northwestern game when you're heavy in game prep. Or he could look at a bye week. And we'd have to, clarify exactly how those 5 days line up with whether the team is at work. I mean, you can't give the team 3 days off, I would imagine, during a bye week, and then then have him serve 3 of his 5 days on those 3 days. I wouldn't think there is some specific language in the infractions report. And as the season gets closer, I'm sure we'll examine that and probably get some answers in a few months on when he intends to take those 5 days and stay away from Memorial Stadium.
We're speaking to Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. Mitch, one more before we let you go. Let's talk a little bit of recruiting, I guess, /commit / just depth in general. O'Shawn commits over the weekend. Big get for Nebraska. They steered him away from Texas. How do we feel about the front 7 as a whole now? As Casey Rogers is firmly in the transfer portal. Obviously, Jordan Riley, they've had a lot of attrition at that position group. How do we feel about the front 7 in general? And then I guess kind of a piggyback on that, where do we think Nebraska's staff will go for transfer portal additions the rest of the offseason here?
Yeah, well, answer the second part first. They brought in Devin Drew, the target from Texas Tech, and there are others in the SEC who have gone into the portal in recent days. We're now at the very end. I suppose a few more names could leak out of players that went in right at the deadline. Which was today, yesterday. It's May 1st, but May 1st being a Sunday, there may have been some kind of an opportunity for it to extend into today. I'm not entirely sure, but I think by tomorrow we'll know everyone who's in the portal and who's available for Nebraska to go after, and on the flip side for other teams to try to get off the Nebraska roster. So yeah, they're going to look at some more defensive linemen. They're definitely going to want to add more players after O'Shawn Mathis, but he's the big name. He's the big fish that the elite pass rusher that really this defense has not had for a long time. I mean, you could say that Eric Chenander hasn't worked with an elite pass rusher in his 4 seasons at Nebraska. Now Garrett Nelson has developed and has grown into the kind of player who I think can be an all-conference kind of candidate. And we talked about JoJo Doman earlier, and he did some good work as a guy coming out of the outside linebacker spot or the nickel spot later in his career. But they're not traditional defensive ends. And I don't know that O'Shawn Mathis is a traditional 4-3 hand in the ground defensive end either. This is not JJ Watt. He's a longer, leaner, 260 pounds, 6'5". I don't think he's going to line up and just smash into a Big Ten offensive tackle. He's going to use his leverage. He's going to use his speed. And it will be very interesting to see how that works for Nebraska defensively, because they're thin at the interior spots, and this doesn't help them there. And they are in good shape at the outside linebacker or defensive end position in a 4-3, however you want to define it, with Nelson and with Caleb Tanner. And I think Mathis fits in some way into that mix. One thing that Chenander said in the spring that sticks with me now about this defense, and especially up front, is they're going to find a way to get their best 11 defensive players on the field. And if that means that you're playing a guy a little bit out of position, that's the best option for this defense, because they're not deep everywhere. And there are positions that have depth, and then there are other positions that don't even really have, a returning player with any experience. So they'll manipulate some things. Positions may look a little bit unusual in comparison to recent seasons. Alignments might look a little bit different. But I do have confidence in Chenander, just seeing his work at Nebraska and his assistants to find a way to get those best 11 guys on the field and make it work so that this defense can try to improve on what they did a year ago.
He's Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. Mitch, we appreciate the time. He wrote today about the Huskers. Well, he writes every day about the Huskers, but he just came out with a column today. You can follow him on Mitch Sherman on Twitter, and also find his stuff from The Athletic. So we appreciate the time, and thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Nicole. Take care.
Thank you, too. That's Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. Check his stuff out. We're going to take a break and wrap up the first hour of Ticket Weeknights after this.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Hey, it's Nelson. We all know life gets a little hectic. You're just looking for that right amount of balance for stress relief with your busy lifestyle while trying to not break the bank. That's why you got to stop by the newest Caterpillar Vapes location right here in Lincoln, 2601 North 11th Street. The Caterpillar team is made up of people just like you, wanting the best product at the best price. They can walk you through the largest selection in town, answer any questions, and find you that perfect balance. First-time customers get 50% off their entire purchase. Stop in and see for yourself. For more, find them on Facebook or online at CaterpillarVapes.com.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time.
Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Let's do it. Let's get away. Let's go outside, cast a line, and reel in good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation, and make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's Fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. Are you or someone you love at risk of an opioid overdose? Get the free Opie Rescue app for your phone. Opie Rescue can guide you through the steps of how to respond to an opioid overdose. Be Opie ready. Download Opie Rescue today.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Hello. Or as Rico would say, hello. I always know he's going to say that. Okay, So great stuff so far on the show. Right now, I'm just following the Met Gala, hashtag Met Gala on Twitter and checking out everyone's outfits. And Nick says, what's the Met Gala?
I had no idea.
So
I don't know what the Met Gala was.
So the Met Gala is
it's somewhere people dress up fancy.
Formerly called the Costume Institute Gala or the Costume Institute Benefit, is an annual fundraising gala held for the benefit of the Met, the Metropolitan. And there's like a theme, and the all the celebrities and actresses and anyone who's everyone dresses up for it, all fancy like. So I just want to see
where does the term Met come from?
Like the Met in New York.
Okay.
It's like a museum.
Okay. Tells you how uncultured I am.
Like, right? What is the Met?
What is the Met?
The Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Oh, okay.
So
tells you how uncultured I am.
What is the Met? Oh, there. Yeah. It's not everyone knows, but it's fine. Whatever. Good show.
Does everybody know what that was?
402-464-5685. Do you know what the Met is? Not the Mets. Not the New York Mets.
First thing that came to my mind.
Which I wonder if that's where they got their name. The Met.
Oh, we could do a quick research on this.
We can Google everything all the time. So, good show so far. We've talked some Husker football, had Mitch Sherman on. Go back and listen to the podcast of the first hour. Talked a little bit of the draft. Huskers have 3 players go in the draft, 2 second-rounders, 1 late 7th, and a lot of undrafted free agents. So, we'll see who makes a run in the what?
Crowbait says he did not know what the Met Gala was.
Well, now he does. Yeah.
The Mets
are named after
their old name, which was a corporate name, the New York Metropolitan Baseball Club. An unnamed texter says, I did not know what the Met for the Met Gala meant. Okay, good. I feel a little bit better about myself.
They don't know what the Met means, or they don't know what Met Gala is. Because you don't have to know.
I had heard of the Met Gala.
You don't need to know that it's a
museum.
museum.
Yeah, but I didn't know that the Met... Is it at the Met?
I would assume so. It's
Okay.
the Met Gala.
I didn't know if they sponsored it. That could be a whole thing.
Okay, this is a great segment. We're going to take a break. And
Interesting.
because we went a little bit long with our guest, which is how I like to do it. So 2 long segments, 1 short segment to round out the first show or the first hour of the show. And call in, text in. Why are you laughing?
Because Augie, I know we have to get to break in here a second, but Augie's like, good Lord, Nick.
Thank
Pecan
you.
Pie says, I knew what the Met meant.
Thank you.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
It's fine.
Hey, it is what it is.
Now he knows. Okay, we're going to take a break.
I learn a lot on the show.
Yeah, because you're an uncultured person.
Yeah. Whether it's how far Grand Rapids is.
Mute him right now. Harrison, mute him. I am from Rapid City, South Dakota. I am not from Cedar Rapids. Okay, we're going to take a break, and Nick is not allowed to have any opinions on the show and probably won't talk for the next hour. Should Nick get his voice back? 402-464-5685. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
John Henry's Plumbing.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Cloudy skies with rain moving in by late this morning into this afternoon. We'll see a high of 48 with falling temperatures this afternoon and northeast winds at 15 to 20. Rain slowly moves out tonight with a low down to around 40. We should see clearing skies by tomorrow afternoon with a high of around 58. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Dave Osted from Osted's Golf. Let us make this your best season yet. Voted a top 100 fitter by Golf Digest, our master fitters have been trained by the same guys that build clubs for PGA pros like Rory, Tiger, DJ, and Jordan. Have old clubs? Trade them in Osted's Value Guide, or have our club specialists get your clubs swinging like new. Go to our website and make your fitting appointment. You're a click away from a better golf game. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Husker fans, your Nebraska softball team is competing for the 2022 Big Ten regular season title. There are 3 more chances to support your Huskers at home during Fan Appreciation Weekend, May 6th through the 8th. The team hosts Indiana in a 3-game series with giveaways each day. For more information on promotions, visit Huskers.com. Get your single-game tickets now at Huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Ticket Weeknights.
Okay, here's the deal with Nicole.
Live from Copple Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
She's just going to tell it like it is.
Nicole is, she's very wise.
Sometimes you're not going to like it.
Here is your host, Nicole Griffith.
Welcome back in, or welcome to the show if you haven't been listening. Unfortunately, oh, you're back. He's unmuted.
I'm back. It's okay.
He's unmuted. Start of the show. Harrison.
I should have. It was a horrible mistake.
Please apologize on air.
I'm sorry for saying that you were from Grand Rapids when really you are from Rapid City, South Dakota.
You said Cedar Rapids.
Oh, well, then I'm sorry. I said you are from Cedar Rapids.
First of all, you're doing Iowa and then North Dakota, and you can't even get the right state. It's like
it's in the middle.
It's like the Dwight Schrute apology.
Exactly.
I state my regret. You couldn't memorize that?
I regret. So, Nicole Griffith, I am sorry that I said that you are from Cedar Rapids / Grand Rapids rather than saying your truthful hometown of Rapid City, South Dakota, which is 8 hours away.
Thank you. I accept your apology.
Thank you.
You may now be.
Thank you for accepting my apology.
You now may be unmuted, which you've already been.
Thanks, Harrison. Shout out, Harrison.
So 402-464-5685. Busy show so far. We're talking about all the Rapids and the Met Gala, which I just went on my tweet deck, typed in Met Gala, and I'm just seeing all the outfits pop up, and I love it.
We never answered the question of how long road trips are.
Oh, wow. Oh,
that was a long time ago.
We're going to talk about it in the future. Now we're talking about it. So what is your cutoff for road trips? Granted, okay, if it's a road trip and you're like, I'm going.
Designated, yes.
I'm going to Florida.
Yeah.
And we have stops along the way. But when do you, instead of driving, you decide to buy a ticket, a flight? What's your cutoff? Or is it destination? Or...
I think it's probably double digits. Double digits.
10 hours.
Colorado's probably Denver would probably be the farthest that I'll do a road trip. That without stopping in the middle for a specific reason.
What is that? 8, 9?
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Or maybe Breckenridge was. I guess I drove to Breckenridge last winter, so 8.
In the winter, bold,
freaky,
scary.
The ramps. Well, so the ramps in Colorado when you're going through all that elevation, I can't remember the specific name of them, but it's like windy and everything. Ooh, nerve-wracking. They say there's speed limits on there, but there's not, and you don't want to hold your brakes down because then they'll overheat, and you're not stopping. So you just go, and you're going like 95 through these curves.
What kind of car did you have?
My Ford Fusion.
That is a smaller car.
4-wheel
drive?
No,
Wow.
It's all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive?
All-wheel.
Yeah, that's what you want.
No, excuse me, or maybe it's front wheel. No, it's all-wheel. And so put sandbags in the trunk and everything. Like, it was nice weather, but man, it was freaky. I would not want to do it in the snow. We had to come back a day early because Breckenridge was supposed to get like 12 inches of snow, and I did not want to.
Could you imagine?
We didn't have our Airbnbs reserved for that long.
Could you imagine that much snow? Oh, I love it.
I would hate it.
I love snow. I'm a South Dakota kid, born in January.
You're South Dakota, Rapid City.
Which? Do you know who is from Rapid City, South Dakota?
Amy Williams.
No,
she just came from South Dakota.
She's from Spearfish, which is an hour away.
I feel
Adam
like we've had
Vinatieri.
That's right. We've had this conversation.
And one of my sports idols, females, coaches.
Becky Hammond.
There you go. She signed one of my shoes.
Just
Fun
one.
fact. Well, she's not going to sign both of them.
Oh, sorry.
Why would she? What?
What do you do? What do you have the shoe? Did you save the shoe? Like,
I still have them. Yes.
Okay.
They are two shoes.
but she only signed one.
Yes. Someone else signed the other, but I don't want to disclose who it was because he's a political figure, and I don't want to show any kind of.
Yeah, stay away from that. Stay away.
Stick to basketball.
Were you wearing the shoes and you just like propped your foot up?
I came from basketball practice, and I had nothing for them to sign. They were not at the same event, and then
okay.
but I had someone sign one of my shoes, and then they were white Adidas with black stripes. Shout out Stripe Life.
Three Stripe Life.
And sorry, whatever. And then she was Becky Hammond was on the Colorado Chill, which was like a alternate WNBA league.
Oh, interesting.
And I had her sign my shoe when they did an exhibition game in Rapid City.
Okay, that makes sense.
And yeah.
What's your cutoff for road
Driving.
trip?
I see. Okay, good question. So I'll do Rapid, which is 16 hours round trip, but I've also flown there, but it's kind of like the same amount of like, because it's not direct. So
makes sense.
The thing with like Rapid and Lincoln and great, they're great airports, but they're very small and they only have specific direct. It's like Rapid is Denver, Minneapolis, Chicago, and then like Dallas and Vegas and
from Rapid City.
Yes.
Okay.
So like I don't have a direct flight from Lincoln to Rapid or Omaha.
I would say, can you do Omaha? No.
There's like no direct.
So
You
it's
have to
almost
go
the
to
same amount of time.
To get to the airport.
There's
less
less attention though that you have to pay to the trip, which is nice.
Attention.
Yeah,
or
like you just hop in the plane or you sit down on the plane and you don't have to pay attention to the sky. You don't have to pay attention to the road. You don't have to hold steer
Sometimes
anything.
I just like driving and listen.
There are times where it's nice to drive. That's why I like the Kansas City Johns. 3 hours.
Quick.
Nice and easy. It's a nice, easy drive. Speed limit could be a little faster. It's only 70 miles an hour.
South Dakota's is 80.
I know. But South Dakota has the speed cameras where they take pictures.
No, that's Iowa. And South
Dakota has them because I drove up to Sioux Falls. I didn't get caught. My buddy got caught. Sioux Falls driving his dad's truck. And they get back to Lincoln and they got a notification on their phone that they got a speeding ticket driving on I-70 going to Sioux Falls. I-29, excuse me. I-29 going to Sioux Falls.
I've been caught on I-29 before.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, Nicole.
I know. I was getting.
How dare you get a speeding ticket?
I know.
How many speeding tickets have you had?
That one. Just that one.
Just that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We don't have to disclose that. That's okay.
Nick, that's my personal life.
Absolutely, but we were on the topic. It was relevant.
402-464-5685. Riveting show so far.
Gus, I don't know if this means anything to you. Reptile Gardens?
Yes.
What is that?
Did he text that?
Yes. He just said Reptile Gardens with 2 exclamation points.
That's 3 minutes from my house.
Wow.
And my dad has lived in Rapid his whole life and has never been to Reptile Gardens.
Does he want to get out of Rapid at any time?
No. Homebody.
Just loves not Reptile Gardens, but he just loves Rapid City.
Yep, he does. So
what city in Nebraska would you compare Rapid City to?
Size-wise?
Size, characteristics, demeanor.
Well, there's hills there, so nowhere.
Okay, so nowhere probably.
But it's like 70,000.
So smaller than Lincoln, much smaller.
Much
than
smaller.
Lincoln.
It's like Grand Island, maybe.
Oh,
Hastings.
Okay.
70,000.
Does everybody know everybody?
No.
Okay. See, I don't know if I could live in a place that everybody knew everything about everybody.
Well, maybe don't be doing bad things. Maybe don't have like things for people to know.
They could know me for good reasons.
You're also on the radio, so people are going to know you.
Yes, but it's in Lincoln, which is different. Like, well, that's interesting. Okay, not just in Lincoln. Shout out to Zach at the casino on Friday night.
What?
Thanks for listening to the ticket.
Oh, yeah, the Iowa guy.
Yeah.
The Montana, Iowa guy.
No, random person.
Just Zach.
Sat down and random different Zach. Zach was standing there. Iowa play-by-play baseball guy. Zach was standing there, but a different Zach. I sat down at electronic blackjack.
He knew who you were,
and I was telling him how I lost money at actual blackjack with an actual live dealer. And I said I must have said my name because I talk in third person every now and then. Like, gosh dang it, Nick.
I do that too.
I said that to him when I was telling him the story because he asked me how I was doing. And he goes, "Is your last name Sainer?" And
No,
I
it's
said,
Schnert.
I said, "No, it's Schnert." No, I said, "Yeah." And I gave him like a look. I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I listen to the ticket all the time."
And you're on it
And
all the time.
I said, "Well, I appreciate that." He goes, "Yeah, are you with anybody that we know?" And I said, "Well, I'm with Nathan." And I was like, "I'm with Eddie from 1011." And I said, "Then we brought Zach up as well." And he's like, "No way. I know those guys." I was like, "Well, you can stick around and meet him."
Wow.
Then he lost all of his money, went back up to his hotel room to get his $60 that he left there. Never saw him again. So
You want to keep talking about it?
no, I don't.
Okay.
We have a text.
Okay.
From an unnamed texter. "Seriously though, thank you for teaching me that the Met Gala is a fashion show. I had no idea."
I don't believe that person.
Well, before that, the previous text that they said, they go, "Wait a second. You mean to tell me that the Met Gallery isn't just a bunch of historic photos of the baseball team?"
No.
So I think they might be serious, unless it's somebody that you mutually know that is just trying to be sarcastic. But somebody else says, "I am not driving to Denver. I will fly every time."
Yeah.
Small towns have advantages, somebody says. "I was raised in Hastings, pulled over 5 times with beer in my car, and I was let go all 5 times because the police officer knew my dad. LOL." What?
They said LOL, or you just said
They
that?
said LOL. That person follows up about the Met Gallery. "Nope, not sarcastic. I'm just a little dumb." I don't want to say you're dumb. Don't say that. That's mean. This is a
Don't say that about my friends.
sorry.
No, I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them about themselves.
Yeah. They don't say that.
Okay. Baylor Shireman narrows his list down to 5. Arkansas, Clemson, Duke, Creighton, Nebraska. That was supposed to be in alphabetical order, but I did it off the top of my head, so obviously changed Duke and Creighton around. He also got a G League invite.
I saw that.
So I don't think that's the best route for him. I feel like he should maybe go one more year.
Not with NIL nowadays.
What?
Nothing.
Yes, but like, would you rather go G League or you mean because you can make the money in
'Cause
school?
You can just make money in school. So
we got to
go
put
NIL.
We got to put prop bets up. No, we can't do that.
Yeah, we can.
We can do that.
Well, not it wouldn't be categorized as prop bets necessarily. It would just be categorized as destinations, possible destinations. Let's do the worst.
Clemson seems random. Arkansas, I get. Must Bus. Shout out Must Bus. He takes his shirt off all the time. Clemson, I don't really know much about their basketball. Duke is going on year 1 of John Shire. And
yeah, that's true.
Kind of random.
How do you not add Duke though? Or how do you not have Duke?
How do you cancel out Kentucky and Kansas though?
Because
and add Duke.
So I actually read about this.
Oh, educate.
Kansas and Kentucky were the only 2 schools in his top 10 that did not do in-home visits. They didn't want to come in-home for him.
Oh.
Yeah. So they did not make the
so
trip.
So Duke came in-home?
Yes.
To Aurora?
Well, is Baylor in Aurora or is he in
Brookings?
I kept wanting to say Jackrabbit Land.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. Correct.
So is he in Brookings or is he in Aurora?
Does it matter?
No,
They're
but
like
it'd just
the
be a
same.
little wild if it was in Aurora.
Because
John Shire was in Aurora, Nebraska.
John Shire was in Brookings, South Dakota.
Yes, but Aurora has a little more of a home feel to Lincolnites.
I know. Well, he has an agent, so
you could say the same thing. Who's Clemson's coach?
Quick, where's our producer?
Google. No, I was almost going to say Musselman was in Aurora, Nebraska.
Could you imagine? I could totally picture that. Brad,
you're a big Musselman guy.
He favorited.
You love the bus.
He has favorited like 2 of my tweets, and I die every time.
Does he follow you?
No.
Ah, shoot.
I just hashtag mustbus, and he misfollowed that. Brad Brownell.
Who?
He's the 12th season in charge of Clemson's men's basketball program. That wasn't even a sentence. He enters his 12th season.
Okay, so
looks like a chemistry professor.
Oh, very much so.
Chemistry professor.
Very much so.
Who do you think?
These are the Punnett squares. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
How do you feel about him picking a Nebraska-based school?
Very good.
Wow. Why?
Just off my feeling, I guess.
Why would Kansas not come in home?
I'm not sure.
It's 2 hours away.
Unless he's in Brookings.
3 hours away.
Zoom meetings, though, also
Well, he didn't. He wanted them to do in-home visits.
I suppose so.
How do you know? Where did you read that at? Let's give
Draft Express.
Credit where credit is due.
Draft Express. It says Kansas and Kentucky were out. Only two of the not top 10. Only two schools of the top 10 list not to conduct in-home visits with Baylor. So let's put a little odds on this. Clemson plus 1,000.
Oh yeah, let's rank them.
Yeah, Clemson plus 1,000. Congratulations! If you put $1 on Clemson, you win $10.
So I would say, oh, this is hard. I would say Clemson.
From least to
greatest.
To best. Yeah.
Clemson, Duke. I don't think he's going to Duke. I feel like I don't know. I don't think he is.
I would agree with you there. Ooh, that's tough. 3 and 4 are interchangeable.
And then I have Arkansas.
Okay.
And then I have Creighton, Nebraska.
Okay, so you think he's coming to Nebraska?
I also feel like maybe I could switch it to Nebraska, Arkansas. I don't think. Is he going to
really?
Creighton? Is he? Do you have him going to Creighton?
I do.
Okay. Also, we're doing all of this off of no conversation with him. So don't believe that word.
I have never said a single word to Baylor Shireman.
Yes, and he has not given and he has not.
Because I want to ask about his headband.
Why?
I think his headband's cool.
The guy balls with a headband?
Yeah.
I've never talked to him because he goes to SDSU. So.
Yeah, true. You have a personal vendetta against Jackrabbits, don't you?
Personal vendetta.
I
do know Sam Griesel. I've heard he thinks that they're pretty.
I think Nebraska's in a good spot. I would favor.
But what's the
Creighton's
elevation between?
Favor better spot.
So SDSU went into the tournament as a 13 seed.
Yes, they did. Played 4 seed Providence.
What did Creighton go in as? Creighton played. They went far.
They were an 8 seed.
Okay, so I'm wondering what's the biggest jump from
because
SDSU?
then they played 1 seed Kansas. Yes, so they came in as an 8 seed.
And it was house money, right? It was like close, but not really.
Well, so they were without. I want to say Kalkbrenner that game.
Oh yes,
they were without one of their star players.
Someone broke his hand or his thumb.
Yeah, they were without one of their star players that game because he got hurt in the first round matchup against San Diego State. I want to say they played first round.
Aztecs.
Yep. And so anyway,
SDSU, the other
SDSU. But no, they got hurt, and so then they went in to play 1 seed Kansas. That was the weekend I was down in Kansas City actually. And we were at the Power and Light watching Creighton and Kansas.
Oh yes, Nick has to let us know every time he drinks.
No. We were watching Kansas Creighton, and we were the only not Creighton fans, but the ones that weren't cheering for Kansas in the building, which was interesting. Because a Kansas basketball game down there, I'm sure you guys know, is like a Nebraska football game. That's what a Kansas basketball game is down there for them.
It's overwhelming. The Allen Fieldhouse.
The Fog.
Isn't it the Allen Fieldhouse?
It is. But I think one of the nicknames is the Fog. So,
you mean the vault of not Memorial Stadium, Pinnacle Bank?
Yeah, the vault.
So
Lock her down.
So talking Baylor Shireman's top 5, he's narrowed it down per his agent Austin Walton, which was announced on Twitter. Clemson, Duke, Arkansas, Creighton, Nebraska. And I don't know. I think Clemson and Duke are out of that conversation. Arkansas, Creighton, and Nebraska is all a toss-up.
Okay. I would put it, if we wanted to separate into 3 tiers, I would go Clemson bottom tier, Arkansas, Duke middle tier, Creighton, Nebraska top tier.
I feel like it's just where do you want to put your money, or not your money, your gamble yourself on your last, he has 1 year left, right?
Yes.
And Sam Griesel has 1 year left. And it's like, do you want to go all in on 1 year at Nebraska that hasn't had a winning program in under Fred Hoiberg.
Hasn't made the NCAA tournament under Fred Hoiberg. Hasn't made the NIT under Fred Hoiberg.
Okay. Yay.
Creighton also this last season was supposed to have their down year.
Yes. I feel like whoever said Creighton was going to be bad this year lied to me.
So
because they were good.
They were supposed to have a down year. This was supposed to be their rebuild year. And now next year they're looking in the not way too early preseason polls.
I love those.
They're a top 10 team.
I love when ESPN drops their FPI rankings on April 14th.
You know what I saw today? I saw not too early mock draft for 2023 NFL. And I said, what?
It comes the night of. It
Yeah.
comes like the NCAA tournament. They have the projections in the Super Bowl. The odds
How do
to
you
win.
do that? How do you do that?
I can't
But
do
unfortunately, just to burst anybody's bubble, no Huskers are mocked to go into the top 10 of the NFL draft next year.
How about the top?
I don't know. I
600
just looked at the 10. I just looked at the 10.
Well, ironically, out of the 262 draft picks, how many were Texas Longhorns?
Zilch.
That's sad. Rough.
That's about to change though with NIL.
What?
Because they're going to be able to pay guys to come now.
But people have, like Casey Thompson said, Nebraska's NIL was just so much better than Texas's.
Yeah. Until I don't know. I think things are about to change quite a bit. For the worst.
Okay. Are you get off my lawn guy?
With what?
NIL.
No, I'm not get off my lawn guy. I wouldn't say. There's a lot of things that need to change. I'm not blaming the players. I'm not against paying players. I think athletes should make money off their name, image, and likeness. I just don't like the way it's been handled.
Shouldn't demand strong six figures in order to go to a program.
I don't like that. I don't like what Isaiah Wong did from Miami last week, where he said you need to either upgrade my NIL package or I go to the portal. I don't like Lincoln Riley recruiting a dude to go into the portal by saying, hey, we'll pay you $3 million to come to USC.
2.5.
It's a bidding war. So now other schools are into it, and now it's up to $3 million.
Oh, boy.
And he's not even in the transfer portal yet.
Maybe Lincoln Riley should just give up his private jet that he can use at any moment's notice.
And it's the whole, hey, Jordan Addison, come to USC and we'll pay you $3 million. Because it's crossing the line from pay to play. Like to where it's not businesses paying him, it's in a way the university paying him.
Just laundering money.
Yeah. And it's like it's legal right now, so you can't blame the universe. Like you can't blame Lincoln Riley for doing it because it's gonna be acceptable, like because there's no regulations against it. It's just everybody knows it's wrong. You feel shady and dirty doing it, but there's nothing that's gonna stop him. So it just kind of sucks because like what's Pitt supposed to do? Pitt can't compete with USC for money in terms of money. They can't write the same amount of checks that USC can or Texas can.
And this brings up an interesting point, and we need to take a break, and maybe we'll talk about it after the break, or we'll talk about it sometime. But and this is just, you don't have to have an answer for it, but I was just thinking, like, how does this impact their want and ability to play?
Oh,
so like, I'm not knocking like O'Shawn Mathis. I'm just saying, like, as an example, like, how hungry will he be to come, knowing he already quote unquote got his bag?
Well, and O'Shawn is like, when we say a name, when we throw names out there, just as a disclaimer, we're not talking about that specific. We just throw a name out there to put it in there. We're not talking like we have an idea like O'Shawn's not going to want to play. That's not what Nicole means.
And I'm just curious to like when players, because they come to these programs, they want to play at the next level because they want to get to the next level. So they come to college and better themselves to get paid to play in the NFL. But if you're getting paid to play, not pay to play, but paid in packages, how hungry are you? How hungry are you to play and to perform well and to do your best and not be hungry and to be hungry when like, oh, well, I missed the tackle, I missed the sack, I'm not, I got my money.
What's interesting here before we get to break in a second, Ubaldo makes an interesting point, and this kind of goes into what I was saying. And
these all your friends?
No.
But I feel like we hear the same names.
Oh.
So it's kind of like
Nah.
you and like your friends over there.
It's definitely not. Back in my day, NIL was meant for college kids to make money doing commercials or run camp for the youths.
Back in your day.
NIL
NIL just started less than a year ago.
But that's what NIL is intended for. That's what we all got on board with, was for guys to go do autograph signings and jerseys to be sold and video games to
Will
be
Honus at the bed place.
Yes.
The couch place.
Like there's things for that. And if you want to throw in a car that they get to borrow or use during the semester of the school to benefit your company, that's fine. But you can't sit here and tell me that Jordan Addison is worth $3 million to a company. He's worth $3 million to the program. He's worth $3 million to USC. But he's not worth $3 million to In-N-Out Burger. It's like that's not it.
You don't know that.
That's literally like
you don't know
Nebraska,
what they're.
And here we go with just throwing names out. It's not like that's like saying Omar Manning is, because I know he has the NIL deal with Runza. It's not like saying, or that is like saying Omar Manning is worth $3 million to Runza. Because that's what NIL is supposed to be about, is the corporations, the businesses earning foot traffic and eyes on their brand through these athletes, and these athletes getting compensated for it, rightfully so. When Lincoln Riley is basically offering packages, or boosters are offering packages to a kid that's not even in the transfer portal and had no intention to leave his school, and now he's thinking about it solely based on the $3 million that he's offered, that's when you cross the line.
You know that stuff was going on though. Before
Exactly.
This.
Exactly. And now it's just more transparent, and which really grinds my gears.
Cheating is more obvious.
Yes, and I don't like that. But like that's where it kind of bothers me a little bit. And like I said at the beginning of this segment, you can't blame Jordan Addison for following the money. If I was offered $3 million, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll leave. I'll leave wherever I am.
You tell me where to go.
Sure, especially because I'm going to compete for a national championship. So yeah, I'll go for $3 million. And you can't blame, you can blame the people in charge, and you can blame the people giving advice to the athletes that are going out there and going, yeah, listen, if my NIL package isn't more, I'm leaving. Because that's just not what it's about. It's not what it's supposed to be about.
It's what it's becoming.
It's what it's becoming, though.
All I have to say, Omar Manning, please bring back mini corn dogs to Runza, and you will be worth $3 million to me. We're going to take a break.
She'll pay you the NIL deal. Nicole Griffith signs Omar Manning.
The amount of places canceling mini corn dogs is outrageous. Pest of the week, brought to you by Bats to Rats.
Bats to Rats.
Bats to Rats.
Wildlife and Control and Prevention.
We're going to take a break. On the other side of this break, we're going to talk about something that has come to light over the weekend that I have learned about: youth sports ticket prices. That's next on Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. Are you or someone you love at risk of an opioid overdose? Get the free Opie Rescue app for your phone. Opie Rescue can guide you through the steps of how to respond to an opioid overdose. Be Opie ready. Download Opie Rescue today.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services, and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour, and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Wedding season is underway. Stop wearing your fading, wrinkling shirts and update your wardrobe today at M Suits Clothiers in Lincoln. M Suits has men's clothing for every occasion, from business to leisure to weddings and formals. And they've been chosen by Lincoln as best of men's clothing for 4 years running. The buying process is quick and easy, with personal service that's hard to find. And they're family-owned, where you are also treated like a part of the family. M Suits Clothiers, just south of 56th and Pine Lake on Red Rock Lane.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Husker fans, continue to support the Nebraska softball team during Fan Appreciation Weekend this Friday through Sunday. The team hosts Indiana in a 3-game series with giveaways each day. On Friday, the first 500 fans receive a water bottle. Come out Saturday and be one of the first 500 fans to receive a blanket. And on Sunday, if you're one of the first 500 fans, you'll get yourself a pint glass. For more information on the game, visit Huskers.com. Get your single game tickets now at Huskers.com or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED. Another packed spring sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Stop by for great deals as April's beers of the month are Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA, Wild Onion Ubi Goober Hazy Peach IPA, and Belching Beaver Brewing. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch growler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision. But did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Cloudy skies with rain moving in by late this morning into this afternoon. We'll see a high of 48 with falling temperatures this afternoon and northeast winds at 15 to 20. Rain slowly moves out tonight with a low down to around 40. We should see clearing skies by tomorrow afternoon with a high of around 58. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Thanks for tuning in. Ticket Weeknights. Fun show so far. I say this every night. I say this every week. Great conversation we've had. I'm Nicole Griffith, your host, alongside Nick Sainert and Harrison Arns, who is pushing the buttons for us. And we had a great conversation on NIL. I wasn't quite expecting to go down that route, but we did. And we have a caller who called in during the break. Dave, you are on with Ticket Weeknights. Go ahead.
Hey, greetings from Vegas.
Hi.
Hey, well, first of all, Nicole, I watch Channel 11 when I'm back in my house in Lincoln, so I thought I'd just let you know. But
hey, thank you.
You do a good job covering everything. But hey, on this NIL, these people are donating money, and they're expecting results. So, like, what happens when, let's say, Nebraska's gone under the win total 6 out of the last 7 years. So what happens like when they win 4 or 5 games?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get upset. I guarantee you that's going to happen. Because, hey, people are expecting big things if they're donating money to ABM, and they're all these sports. They're not just giving their money and just saying, okay, they want to see some results. That's just my opinion, Nicole and Nick. But, hey, on this youth sports, I saw that on Twitter. Those prices that the guy was talking about, that's outrageous.
I know.
For 3 kids, that's ridiculous. I mean, somebody needs to do an investigation on the breakdown of where all that money goes. Is it to pay the referees or facility rental? Because I mean, I know out here in Vegas, like when the AAU teams come in the summertime, like in July, you know, they're sponsored by shoe companies, you know, and they're staying at the Bellagio, Wynn, everything's paid for. And when they have those tournaments out here, it doesn't cost like, you know, that much to get in. You can go see games all day for like 10 or 15 bucks. But hey, Nick and Nicole, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. We appreciate you calling in. So the first thing I want to take away from that phone call, people will get mad.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
And they are going to get mad because people are already frustrated with the football team. I mean, you have all the jokes today about, you know, the sanctions coming down on Frost saying like they literally cheated with a special teams analyst that wasn't a full-time assistant coach, and the special teams was still terrible. And so it's like you get all the non-Husker, even the Husker people are like, wow, we did cheat, they cheat, and they did terrible. And now we're putting in, or not we, but people are putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars to get these athletes here to play. And Scott is 15 and 29.
Yeah. And staring down the barrel of maybe his last year at his alma mater.
So
it's scary. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I would just say completely agree with Dave on that, who called in, and then also the youth sport. So if you want to,
yeah, I want to get your thoughts on this here real quick about NIL, and I know we want to talk about the youth sports stuff too, but because that's important as well.
That's
and
evergreen
what,
too.
What he said about the people need to check into where their money's going. Yes, please do, because yes. Let me just tell
you mean
that.
just don't cut a check for
don't cut a check because
the
they
foundation
tell you to cut
as a whole.
Make sure, and I'm not saying that there's organizations that are sketchy or anything like that, but make sure that the people that you're putting in charge of your money have an idea of what they want to do with it.
And you know where it's going.
Yeah, like and they have a plan, a written plan that, like, for real. Back to the NIL really quickly, and people getting mad. We can look at this two ways here. I mentioned to you guys in the break that it feels like college football is staring down a barrel of where guys or athletes, because it can be male or female athletes. Hopefully, eventually, it's all the same. They can get to a point where it's like contract years. Like every year is a contract year with how wild the portal is, and has become now. And there are situations where the portal is used for good. So I'm not trying to say that the portal is all bad or all horrible, because there are situations where it is used for good. But in the terms of this, like, there's a situation where guys could go into their head coach and be like, listen, here's the stats that I put up last year. How valuable am I? And if they don't like the answer, all right, listen, I'm going to go to the portal where somebody can pay me a little bit more.
Or I'm more valuable than what you're providing.
Yeah, or I believe I'm more valuable, and I'm going to go hire an agent to basically negotiate myself a better contract.
I also thought if you hire an agent, you're done.
It's weird. It's weird how it's kind of all progressed now. And on the flip side of that, on the other side, like the boosters, there's a way that if it is unintentionally or in a roundabout way paying to play, which we feel like it has become, boosters are about, like, they're going to find ways to drop athletes from compensating them and go and move on to the next one. If it's such a business as everybody is acting like it is, which it feels like right now, then they're going to have no problem. If at the end of the day, all you want to do is make money, this rich person's not going to worry about hurting the feelings of an 18-year-old. Mm-hmm. They want to win. Like Dave said, you care about results. And like, then you worry about the money that they did earn. Are they taking care of it? Do they have the right people in their corner telling them, giving them good advice? And most of the time, unfortunately, the answer is no. And because they are less than 21 years old, and I'm 21 years old and don't even know how to handle my money all the time. So, like,
we know that from
exactly,
this weekend.
Exactly. So it's just like, it's like a two-sided, like, monster where, like Dave said, people are going to get angry and could drop the athletes from their deals. Or on the flip side, the athlete could feel like they're invincible and use the transfer portal for what it's not intended to be, and basically strong arm their head coach into paying them more. It's scary. It is scary, scary, scary. So that's just the NIL stuff.
Yep. So we will continue to talk about that as that conversation unfolds, and we're going to learn more, and we're going to see which players, if the Pitt guy does enter the portal and goes to USC, and we'll see how it goes. So something I want to transition into, we'll talk a little bit about it before we have to go to break. I saw this tweet on Twitter, obviously, and it is by a guy, Aaron Bell. It's just like a script. I don't know if he tweeted this, if I really did my research here. I just saw the screenshot. I saw it on the internet, so we're going to talk about it. It's kind of long, so I'll try to go through it quick. Quote, I saw a family get turned away at the Rising Stars tournament at Hy-Vee Arena this morning. It was a mom that I assume was her 3 kids. $20 for the mom, $20 each for the 2 15-year-olds. They missed the 14-year-old cutoff. Prices go up at 15, and they are asking every single child how old they are. And then another $10 for the younger child. If anyone is counting, that's $70 for a mom and her children to go watch their brother play basketball. That's for one day. If they want to see him tomorrow, that's another $70. She couldn't afford it, so she left. I won't, da-da-da-da-da-da. So, that tweet, someone I know quote tweeted it, and then I saw that and I was like, what kind of prices are these? Like, I don't have kids. I don't have kids in youth sports. So I played sports growing up. I got someone that responded and said $16 per day at Kinetic this weekend. Just outrageous. We take turns as parents attending and never bring siblings to watch, which is a shame.
That is sad.
And then it's just a response of tweets like all these responses of like people saying like we alternate as parents, we never bring the kids, we can't afford this, we can't afford that, and it's what?
That's ridiculous.
And I feel like I don't want to call out these facilities and these programs, but it's so interesting to me that this Hy-Vee Rising Stars tournament this mom couldn't afford, and she's like, look, I feel like it's also a judgment call. Maybe you're not supposed to like let everyone in that can't afford it, but like if I could never turn a mom away with 3 kids and it's like, I need $70 or you leave, and they leave.
Yeah,
I
would be
cry.
like, yo, no, wait, hold on.
I would cry if I had to do that. So I want to know your takes. I don't have kids. I don't pay for my kids clearly to play sports. I remember playing sports growing up. I don't remember my parents ever paying to go to my softball games, but I do remember them paying to go to tournament games.
Yes, that's true.
And there's like passes. They'd buy like the pass
weekend
for
passes.
the weekend gate. But I don't ever remember them paying day passes, which maybe I should text my mom and she might be like, we paid all the time and you have no idea. I do remember them paying high school basketball gate tickets, but I don't know.
I know a lot of the times around here, especially with like select programs, a lot of times coaches will include gate fees in your player fee. They'll include that in your big package that you have to buy at the start of the year.
So then your parents get like a pass.
Yeah, you get a little pass for the year. But a lot of times that only counts for league games. Like I know when I played select baseball and when my sister played select softball, that it was a lot of times included in the player fee, but it didn't count for tournaments. Because tournaments, whoever's running it decides the price. So it's just not a flat universal rate. Well, we played league games on like Tuesday and Wednesday nights, and it got my family in free for those. But the part that really just kills me and actually kills me is
not partially kills,
actually kills, is that the part where the siblings can't go. Because here's a little bit of backstory.
Oh, sensitive Nick?
Yeah, sensitive Nick a little bit. So when I was, obviously I've been like a big sports guy all my life.
All 21 years.
All 21 years. When my sister was playing select softball, I mean, geez, she would have been 12, so I would have been like 6, 7 years old. I would run the game changer on their iPad, and I'd sit in the dugout and I'd do all the stats for them, or I'd run the scoreboard. And those are some of the best memories of like my life of growing up, was being at the ballpark every single weekend for 5-6 games in a weekend, watching my sister play softball, obviously, and then running the game changer on their like team iPad to keep stats and everything. And I loved it. And like, I don't know, like it would kill me if I couldn't have done that. It would have killed me. And it just, that's
And
that's
some
super,
people
super
can't
sad.
afford it.
Exactly.
And like you can't, and if that's you're having, and the age cutoff, like, okay,
Yeah.
well now it's double this for you and double that.
I've never understood age cutoffs.
I know.
Like
12 and under.
I suppose I understand the 6 and under get in free because attention spans and all that.
Wait,
But
that's the reason?
I don't know if that's the reason, but like think about it. I would hope that I would not have to pay for like my 3-year-old son to go to a basketball game, unfortunately, because like attention span, things like that.
I am not bringing my like youngins.
But it is it's sometimes cool though. I mean, I've seen it at Nebraska
They're gonna
women's
be like
basketball
picking
game.
grass.
Exactly. And like I don't want to. I'm sorry, but I don't want to spend $50 on a ticket for my 3-year-old to go pick grass. But I want to take them.
They can pick grass in the backyard.
Exactly. But like I want to take them for the experience because it is a cool experience. And so you would hope, especially if it's like your cousin playing or your sister or brother playing, like they should. I don't know. It's unbelievable. The prices of youth sports are ridiculous as a whole.
It makes me sad. So I just saw that, wanted to bring light to it. And
yeah,
maybe nothing's going to change, but that's just how the world is. So, okay, we are going to take our final break, and we are going to, what are we going to talk about next? Let me see my outline. Derek Walker.
Ah, yes.
I did a story with him on Saturday at 10:11. He owns a semi-truck. That's the tweet. Full send. We will talk about why Derek Walker, Nebraska's 6'9" center, owns a semi-truck. That's next.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit StayWellNebraska.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Spring has arrived. Dust off your clubs and play the city. Lincoln City Golf Courses offer 5 different places to play, including Holmes, Pioneers, Highlands, Mahoney, and the Par 3 Jim Ager course. Plus, one membership gets you access to all 5 courses, or ask about a discount card that gets you 15% off all rounds. There's also adult classes with lessons for every level with Lincoln City Golf Academy. Learn more about membership and classes today at lincolncitygolf.org.
Brown Shoe Fit is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrill, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Spring is here. Are you giving your yard the best chance at being healthy and green? Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn to get your sprinklers ready to go for the season if they haven't been working properly. They're also scheduling installs for new sprinkler systems if you don't have one. So make sure you contact them early to get a bid as soon as possible. Plus, they're your one place to go for 5-step fertilizer and pesticide application and lawn aeration. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
Hey, it's Nelson inviting you to stop by the newest Caterpillar Vape Shop here in Lincoln at 2601 North 11th Street. Get to know the team that will find you exactly what you're looking for. Premium e-juice, CBD, Delta 8, mods, kits, and more. They can answer any question you have and find the right fit for you. In a hurry, hit the drive-thru for convenient service. Amazing rewards for existing customers. And as always, new Caterpillar Vapes customers get 50% off their entire purchase. Now is the time. Stop in. Caterpillar Vapes, 2601 North 11th Street. Follow on Facebook or online at CaterpillarVapes.com.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Rainy, dreary day today, but tomorrow the sun shall rise. I don't really have anything else to say.
I think it's supposed to be rainy all day, all week.
No, it's not. If only I worked somewhere that told me the weather. Let me check the 1011 weather app. If you download the 1011...
Nice little plug.
It's not a plug. I'm just saying.
Oh.
If you download the 1011 weather app, and if you have the notifications on and the sound on the notifications, Ken Shimmick's voice speaks during when they're pushed.
No way.
This is an alert. The thunder has been detected in your area.
That's crazy.
I heard Ken coming out of my pocket the other day, and I was like, what is happening? No, it's not supposed to be raining tomorrow. Partly cloudy all day.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Wednesday, PM showers. Oh, no, that's not good for my golf league.
Oh, it's all about you, Nick.
No, it's not.
Someone texted in complimenting Nick.
Stop.
So I'm going to need that to stop. What did he say, Nick? Read it out loud.
Can I not? I don't want to say it out loud, please. I don't
Harrison,
want to.
may you read it?
No, Harrison doesn't want to either. We had the same conversation.
I'd feel uncomfortable, but she's got her name in the show. So
Heck
I feel...
yes, my guy.
That's a good point. That is a very good
my
point.
guy.
All right, so Froth from Lincoln says Nick has a voice that is smooth as honey. Just FYI.
Why? Honey's not smooth. Honey's sticky.
Maybe it was a shot at me.
Maybe your voice is sticky. Thank you for your service, Harrison.
Harrison, it made me feel good hearing it from your voice.
I think Harrison has a voice that's sticky like honey.
Sticky as honey. No, maybe it's a jab. Maybe that's the whole point of it.
Yeah. What does my voice sound like? I have kind of a deeper voice.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek
a little
Walker.
quieter.
Let me see. Where's the time's not up there?
Yeah, it is. 1953.
No, how much time we have left?
Oh.
Isn't the
plan for like 57. Once he hits the out,
then it'll
count down from a minute. And yep, you'll be able to see the time then.
Up there. It's up there.
It's up there. Look up there where there's 50,000 buttons.
You wonder why I'm stressed.
Oh.
Okay, so Derek Walker, what? Someone texted in?
Somebody texted in and goes, Nick, the sunburn looks rough, man.
Why is this all about
it's
Nick?
It's not.
Nick's voice, Nick's face.
No, it's not.
So,
it's not. Let's hear Derek Walker.
If you're looking on the video stream, you can see Nick's sunburnt face and my ticket hat. It's a very is Nick?
It's hot.
Getting heated. He's getting warm over there.
Warm. I was just asked during the break if how the sunburn was feeling, and I said it hurts. Like this arms are hurting bad.
That blue hoodie sticks out on the stream.
Does it? Should I stop wearing it?
Well, when you sit there with the red, I'm
it
just
sits out like a sore thumb.
Very sore.
Especially, and today my face would blend in with the wall, so it'd just be like a sweatshirt sitting there.
So
Derek Walker.
I have the white ticket Weeknights ticket radio show hat on. It is a Nike golf hat, small, medium size, unisex. It's a little big for my head, but You know,
I will say, like, I really like. So we got new gear, which is super awesome.
you can purchase gear for the ticket online.
Yes,
That's
but, like,
my plug.
the hat that you're wearing has the mesh in the back, so it's perfect for golfers out there because it has the mesh.
I'm a golfer.
Yeah, yes, because it has the mesh in the back, so it's got the airflow. It's the airflow.
I go to the
Driving range.
The driving range.
Yeah,
very therapeutic.
it is.
Shout out Jim Egger Golf Course.
They have a driving range?
They have like a net.
Oh, a net. Have you gone to an actual driving range?
Yes,
Okay,
on
good.
Whidbey Island in Washington.
Okay, good. Because the actual driving range where you can see how far your ball is hit is even more therapeutic.
No, it makes me feel like when it just goes into the fence, I feel like I hit it really far.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. That's
So, but
understandable.
Jim Egger, shout out Jim Egger, they
Jim.
they hooked me up with a set of clubs.
No way.
Mhm.
That's actually. And why haven't you gone golfing then?
I have no one to go with. I'm not going to go by myself.
Shoot.
Just me by myself who's never golfed before, just putting around.
Oh no, I'm surprised. Like you haven't gone with Jake or anything.
He's busy on the beach.
That's true.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but Jake's on the beach right now.
Jake's on a beach.
So,
man.
Okay, Derek Walker, quick 2 minutes. I didn't get a tip. I guess I got reached out to about this. He has a documentary coming out this week that was based off of a UNL student's. The student had to do a project, a video project, and he did a documentary on Derek Walker, Nebraska basketball's center forward. And then part of that documentary is that he is working on creating his business and wants to. Oh, Jake's tweeting. He's not listening. He's just tweeting. Typical Jake.
He must not be on a beach anymore.
Derek Walker has bought a semi-truck last September before the season, or in September before the season. He has a driver. He's not driving. So I feel like maybe that's the confusing part. People are like, how is he driving and playing basketball?
Yeah.
No, he owns the truck. His name's on the title. I asked that. And he has a driver for him. And then people are like, well, what does it transport? And it's like, just, I don't know, fleet services. It's not like animals. It's not like a Amazon Prime truck. I don't really know how trucking works, but I know Derek Walker owns a semi. He's looking to buy another one, buy more, and part of it he wants to get into prison reform and hire people looking for a second chance.
That's so cool.
Ugh.
He is thankfully through 93.7 The Ticket and him coming in and with state basketball and stuff. I've been able to meet Derek, and he's such a good guy.
I have to talk to him standing on a ledge.
He is such a good guy.
And every interview I do with him, he has to sit down because I'm like, I'm not going to break my back to talk to you.
Is that ever awkward to like ask them to sit down? Or
Absolutely not. I say you're going to sit because I'm
short.
I'm not short. I'm average.
You are. But
6'8".
compared to them,
is
we're all
him
short.
sitting is my standing.
Wow.
Not really, but
close. Like it's eye level still. Like
it's
somewhat,
a little shorter.
Somewhat,
but
you can see it though. Like you can have a
it's
conversation.
just a little better than like my camera cocked like all the way like at an angle to look up his nose. So
yeah, you don't want that.
You can go on 1011. Check out my story. It's just Nebraska. What is it? I don't even know what the title is called. I posted it on Saturday. Derek Walker purchases semi-truck, pursuing trucking business.
Really good story.
Check it out. So the more you know.
Here we go.
All right, the countdown's
50
on.
seconds.
I know,
you see it.
I know where to look now. So great show. Go check out the replays. Go listen back live. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter.
We're Twittering now.
We're Twitter live.
We are Twitter.
We didn't get to talk about the NBA playoffs very much. I fell asleep during the Warriors game. And I remember I woke up right before halftime and I heard Draymond Green's day is over. He's been suspended. And then I thought I heard that in my dream. And then I woke up and there was like 8 seconds left. So it's been great hanging out with you guys tonight. I will not be here next week. Breaking news. But, someone will fill in and we'll still have a great time. I will see you guys when I see you next. Have a great week. Bye.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.